All right, next up is the review for Transformers BotBots Series 3, uh, Q.U.R.O.B.O 6000. It's spelled like an acronym, so it's like Q.U.R.O.B.O, dot, and then 6000. So I guess it's supposed to give him like a little robot name. I'm not sure what Q.U.R.O.B.O is. I mean, I know Robo, but it sounds to me like a brand of like toy blocks or something. That's my best guess, but I have not looked into it, so feel free to correct me on that one. But as you can see, he turns into, well, I mean, maybe you'll be able to see. It's kind of hard to tell. He turns into like, I think they're supposed to be just like toy blocks stacked up on top of each other. He's a member of the Playroom Posse, so he's supposed to be. They're all toys. So I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be blocks that are kind of stacked up. But it's not the best alt mode, and like you can clearly tell that like all of these blocks have other things going on with them, with like treads and the little sound stuff that's going on, and the arms sticking out of the side. So it's not great, but yeah, for transformation, I guess first I'm going to go with what I think the robot mode is supposed to look like, and then I'll talk a little bit more about that. But you take this section here and rotate it up, and it kind of sticks out like that, so you can kind of push it in and compress it a little bit. These two little purple arms, you just kind of rotate out to the side ever so slightly, and whoop, sorry, bumping my camera too. Rotate the head so it's facing forward like this, and then take this top section and pull it out, which reveals his face, and then has this little yellow section to flip out as a little antenna. And there he is in his base sort of robot mode. The one thing that I don't like about this guy is that I think somewhere in the design process they like messed up where the hole for where this body was supposed to connect was on the head, because as you can see, like his body is attached to like his chin, where if you rotate it around like this so that the detail that's on the body is on the back, it's right in the middle of his head. And I think that like physically looks a lot better just in terms of like what the, how the robot is organized. But that chest detail then ends up on his back, which I don't like, and I don't really like looking at this ball joint stock. So at first I thought like, oh, maybe it's disassembled, but then I realized like, no, it would have to actually be like miss the hole would have to be in the incorrect place on the head for that to happen. So I want to believe that they wanted it to be like this, and they wanted the head to be in the middle of the body, but I don't know. So it's a little bit up to you as to how you want to have him. Like if you want his head to be way back here on his chin, but you get that chest detail, or if you want the body to be in the middle, but the front of the body looking kind of ugly. I personally choose to have him this way, just because physically I think that looks better and more balanced. But it's completely up to you, obviously. But yeah, otherwise he's got a good robot mode. If I'm ignoring the chest section, I do like the way his head looks and how it makes this little sound bars for the mouth here. He's got little treads on this block, so he's much more like robotic. When I first saw pictures of this guy, I was really excited about him, and then when I got him in hand and saw that was the case, it kind of bummed me out. So I don't know, kind of a mixed bag. Articulation wise, again, you can rotate that head to be however you want it to be, but it is, keep in mind that it's rotating off center. The arms you don't really get a ton out of. You can kind of pry them out to be a little bit further, but not much. And then he's kind of on a ball joint here, so you can sort of have him like chilling off to the side like that, which is kind of cute, sort of like the spring out of a Jack in the Box or something. The other thing is that this section doesn't really stay up so well. Like it's a little bit loose once you get it at the top section here, so it kind of just like falls down a little bit, which is kind of a bummer. So yeah, this is definitely one of the guys that I was more excited about in theory, and then when I actually got him in hand, he was kind of a disappointment. But robot mode, I think, it's tough. I think I'm still going to give him a 4 out of 5 because I do like his overall aesthetic, even if the body is backwards. Like I think if it even didn't have the detail on the front here, and it was more obvious that this was supposed to be the front, then I wouldn't mind it as much. As it's, I feel like I'm missing out on that detail that should be on the other side. I don't know, kind of a weird way to look at it, but overall, I still do like his sort of janky sort of robot-y aesthetic. So still going to give him a 4 out of 5. Alt mode, I think it's going to get a 2 out of 5. I think it's not overly obvious that that's what he is, that he's blocks built up like that, but eh, I don't know. I guess the colors kind of get it across if nothing else. And then transformation, again, pretty average, so 3 out of 5, which is going to give Q.U.R.O.B.O 6000 a 9 out of 15, which gives him a 2-star rating. So yeah, kind of a disappointment. This guy, he's not like he's. It does kind of make him a little bit average overall because I still do like a lot of what he's got going on, but I don't know, not crazy about him just because I feel like somewhere along the design process he was just kind of mishandled, which is kind of a bummer. But there you go. There's Q.U.R.O.B.O 6000.